just so you know, before doing what we're going to be doing in this video, I would recommend you go to Celadon City and pick up a lemonade if you don't already have one. This is important for something in this video, and it's better to know ahead of time so you aren't missing out on something. Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen. In the last episode, we went over everything there is to go over in terms of breeding in Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen, and by extension Ruby and Sapphire, since the daycare functions exactly the same. One thing I want to add that I didn't completely understand last time, the old man moving a step forward is an indicator that he has an egg. That's why it happens. He does the exact same thing in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and I believe he does the same thing in Gold, Silver, and Crystal as well. So, yeah. Another interesting thing, the music playing here is also the music that plays in the daycare in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, so maybe an additional reason why this song was chosen for 4 Island. We also never read this. 4 Island, the Warm Blue Flow Island. So we know 4 Island is called Flow Island. This time, we're finally leaving 4 Island and heading to 5 Island. This is this is the first of the last 3 islands, which have their own page, so let's go. Music's the same, but it's fine. It's a great song. It's a very small island. What do you have to say? That's not a man. It's been getting busier around these parts lately. I haven't been catching many good fish lately either. Oh, this stinks. I wanted to play in the meadow, but they put up a weird building on it, so I can't play there. Good to know. Chrono Island is the name of 5 Island, where time goes. Definitely the coolest of the names of the Sevi Islands, if I might say so myself. Hello. I'm on my way to prepare a meal for a certain high society person. Okay. This might be the only time we ever see a chef outside of the SS Anne. You're on a quest to catch every single kind of Pokemon? How incredible. Please tell me if you catch a strong one. I've caught a lot of strong ones. She makes it sound like she has some sort of side quest, but as far as I know, there's nothing associated with this trainer. Anyway. Is there an outdated journal here too? Special feature, Elite Four's Lorelei. Known for her logical, calculated, and cool battling style, Lorelei has a surprising secret. Okay, what is it? So, this house is the last building in the town of 5 Island. So, let's talk to the old man in here. The meadow has belonged to our family for generations. I should have had a giant mansion built on it. It would be preferable to having those thugs run wild on it. So there are thugs running wild in the meadow. That's all for this town. This is the absolute smallest town in the not only the Sevi Islands, but also the entire Pokemon world before it was unthroned by Postwick in Generation 8. There is a population of 6 people here. So it's a pretty tiny place. We're going to be starting off by heading to 5 Isle Meadow. This song is so damn good. This is a remix of the theme used on routes 42, 43, and 44, as well as the Lake of Rage in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. It's so good. I need to get the Lost in the party before we actually explore the route, though. Okay. There are new Pokemon to go over here, including some by fishing, but I'm going to wait to go over them until we actually run into a certain trainer on in this area, just because there is also a new trainer class here. Speaking of trainers, here's Team Rocket. We already knew that Team Rocket were still, like, on the Sevi Islands wreaking havoc because of, you know, their antics in the Icefall Cave. Sorry if it seems like I'm being, like, weirdly obvious with the things I'm saying. I haven't recorded in a couple weeks because I took some time to finish writing my notes and everything, so it's been a bit since I've recorded. I'm not, like, entirely on my A game as far as knowing exactly what's going on, but I'm trusting in my notes to tell me what to do. We're seeing the trainers are also finally, like, competently leveled. These guys are using level 48 Pokemon. I almost expected this muck to be level 50, honestly. It's been a while since we've been fighting trainers who are, like, anywhere near the levels of the Pokemon on our team, so... Like, I absolutely cannot complain about this. That burn is gonna kill Muck. Even when it wasn't a one-shot, it was still a one-shot. Good job, Lamp. Defeated Team Rocket Grunt. Is this for real? Yes, Ryuji. I want to make sure I have a Pokemon who I actually want in the front. I do. I have the only Pokemon I want in the front. Okay, we're gonna use Cut here. Because it lets us avoid the grass. Here! You'd be wasting time even if you were to get by me. Team Rocket Grunt, a female Team Rocket Grunt. This is the first one in the game. They don't appear until the post-game. I have no idea why. Like, with how generic all the dialogue is in the Kanto region, you could easily rewrite or like change any Team Rocket Grunt to be a female Team Rocket Grunt with no issue. This is another example of what I was talking about in the credits of the main story, where it genuinely just kind of feels like they were terrified to change anything about Kanto, so they saved all of the new stuff for the Sevi Islands, and it's just not, like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel good. 2 Glooms and an Ekans, awesome. Anyway, that's all I wanted to wait to show here. Let's finally go over these new encounters. Hoppip evolves at level 18. Let's talk about its evolution instead. Skiploom evolves at level 27. Let's talk about its evolution instead. Jumpluff is unfortunately not the best if you aren't willing to chain breed to give it Encore. Its whole game is really laying down Leech Seeds, spamming Substitute and Sleep Powder, and using Encore to lock foes into disadvantageous moves, while Leech Seed freely drains their health and restores Jumpluffs. This isn't to say this is all Jumpluff can do. If you prefer, it can be a perfectly fine user of Swords Dance if you manage to get a Flying-type hidden power, but overall, Jumpluff is really just too frail and doesn't get the moves it needs through level up to make it worth using in a single-player playthrough. Sentret evolves at level 15. Let's talk about Furret instead. Furret is unfortunately kind of just a worse Raticate. It has slightly worse variety in the moves it can learn, worse stats, and a worse ability, all adding up to make it just sort of underwhelming. Furret can use Substitute and Focus Punch poorly if you want it to have something to do, but unfortunately, I'd really recommend holding off on using Furret in this game. It'll get a chance to shine in a future game. Quillfish is a surprisingly good Pokemon. Not the best, but it's good, especially on a rain team. Quillfish works at its best at the start of a battle, setting up a Substitute, throwing down 3 layers of spikes, damaging foes with Sludge Bomb, and using Destiny Bomb to take its attacker down with it. If you're not a fan of the stallier playstyle, it can also use Swords Dance and Shadow Ball on top of Sludge Bomb to deal good damage, though unfortunately teaching it self-destruct is locked behind a move tutor in Pokemon XD. Aside from that, I think Quillfish's weak points are quite obvious. Those defensive stats are not good, and there's only so much leftovers an EV training can do. Quillfish is sort of a younger brother to Tentacruel. It can do the things Tentacruel can do, just not quite as well yet. Remoraid evolves at level 25. Let's talk about its evolution instead. Octillery is interesting. I won't say it's perfect or anything, but it has a lot going for it that you might not know. To start with, Suction Cups. This is a very, very useful ability for one thing in the near future. Suction Cups keeps the user grounded so they can't be forced to switch out due to moves like Roar and Whirlwind. On top of this, Octillery's mixed attacking stats mean it can use any of the moves it learns pretty well, so what moves are those? Most water types typically get a water type and an ice type move, maybe a psychic move if they're lucky. Well, to start with, Octillery has a signature move, Octazooka, a 65 power move with 85% accuracy that sucks ass and you shouldn't use. To make up for this sucking though, it gets Ice Beam through level up on top of Blizzard, Hidden Power, Hyper Beam, Psychic, Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, Fire Blast, and Surf. This may not seem like that much, but that is some insane coverage. Octillery is able to deal significant damage to many, many foes, and it's well worth trying it out once if you never have before. The main things to look out for here are fast electric types. Octillery lacks a ground type move and has absolutely pitiful speed. Other than that, Octillery is a criminally underused Pokemon, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if you decide to ever pick one up. So Sentret's, like, normal colors changed between generations, where it's a much darker brown in the modern day. When this Sentret appeared, it genuinely jump scared me. I thought this was a shiny. I was about to scream. But thank God, it's not. I mean, don't thank God, because having another shiny in this playthrough would be really cool, but, you know. You know. Something I want to talk about. Every single Pokemon you can catch in the Sevi Islands, for the most part, that are meant to be new to the Sevi Islands, you can sort of also catch them in Pokemon Coliseum, or at least their evolutions, which means you can just breed for them by trading to FireRed and LeafGreen or Ruby and Sapphire. It makes them a little less cool to encounter. There's a few in the Sevi Islands that you can't encounter, like in Coliseum or XD, but not many. And it does cheapen it a little bit, because that's the reason they appear here, is because they didn't appear in Ruby and Sapphire. So it's just a little lame in that way. But it's not the end of the world. What else was I doing? There was something else I wanted to find here, but I don't remember what. I remember. It was a fishing encounter. I want to get whatever one is the version exclusive for LeafGreen. And there it is right away, Remoraid, okay. One level off from the level you get it at Coliseum too, because it's the victim of a damn typo. It's also a little lame that these Pokemon are all like level 19 and level 10 for that Sentret. Most of the Pokemon in these areas are like level 44 or 45. It already sucks a little bit that you can only catch these in their unevolved forms and you need to evolve them yourself. But then the fact, like, adding insult to injury where they're that low level, then you need to grind them significantly if you want to actually use them in the post-game. It makes them a little harder to recommend for a team. Luckily, I wasn't taking that into account when I was writing my bios, but yeah, it's a little bit sad. Especially if you didn't get 2 lucky eggs like I did. Okay. We can surf here, and I believe there's an item if we surf over this way. There is. PP up. Awesome. I don't think, yeah, I didn't even have that written in my notes, so good to know that's there, I guess. From here, this may seem like the end of 5 Isle Meadow. It might seem like just a really short little area. You might have seen on the screen there, if we head up to the Team Rocket warehouse, you can enter the password Goldie Need Log, but another password is needed to open the door. So it may seem like, oh, we're just stuck, we'll have to come back later. There's a lot more to this area. We have to surf off to the east, so here we are, Memorial Pillar. There's a little island here with some trainers on it that I want to fight. Hello, Tentacool. I'm the eldest of the Bird Brothers. The best thing about birds, it has to be the beak. Well, 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 if it isn't the Bird Brothers. Level 47, Pidgey? And you call yourself a Bird Brother, dude. Lame. Umi grew to level 54, beating that Pidgeotto. Oh, so sharp! You can fly to 4 Island from here. Yes! That's true. Good job, dude. He knows his stuff. Raspberry in the grass here. There's no new, like, wild encounters in the grass here. Best thing about birds, it has to be the wings. Okay, man. But it is a little interesting. You can encounter Hoppip in the water, just because Hoppip is known for, like, kind of just going wherever the wind takes it. Which naturally would mean, yeah, it's on an island like this, it's going to be floating over the water with the wind, so It's a little, it's a cute little detail that I really like. It's a similar thing to like coughing appearing in the water in Celadon because coughing floats, or sometimes you'll be in a cave and a Zubat will appear if there's water in that cave. Cerulean Cave, which we haven't gone to yet because we can't in this version of the game, is an example of that where Golbat can appear in the water. I always like when Pokemon does that. It's a like neat little detail that not everyone will notice, but I appreciate it at least. Citrus berry there. Bluckberry. Cool. That sounds like the nastiest berry ever. I would not eat a berry called a Bluckberry. We already know what a citrus berry does, and I'm pretty sure a Bluckberry can just be ground up into powder, so... The youngest of the bird brother. The best thing about birds, it has to be the down. You can just say feathers. People who don't know what down from a bird is just... They're gonna naturally think something else, man. Hoot's colors in Generation 3 have always been weird to me. I know this is the case of with a lot of like Johto Pokemon, where I think brown Pokemon just end up looking weirdly like greenish yellow. And it really doesn't work well for them. Like, Sentret was more of an issue where it looked more golden, which is similar to its shiny colors in future games, I think. As far as I remember, I don't know. I had another missed shiny in Pokemon Soul Silver a long time ago, doing a test playthrough for my old pre-reboot Soul Silver Let's Play, where I encountered a shiny Sentret before you can get Pokeballs, which was super discouraging. And kind of made me not want to make videos about that game, but that was a long time ago, so... It's just something I remember. You never really forget a missed shiny. That sticks with you forever. Down here. This is the titular Memorial Pillar of Memorial Pillar. Scrub, scrub. Hello. Your Pokemon look healthy. This is where I buried my Onix. It was named Tectonix. Here lies Tectonix is engraved on a boulder. There's a lemonade placed as an offering in front of the grave. Would you like to leave another lemonade as an offering? I would. Thank you. That was my Tectonix's favorite drink. I don't even know you, but your act of kindness... It's uplifted me a little. Can you please take this as my thanks? Please be good to your Pokemon, too. Tectonix. This is a very solemn place, despite, like, the bombastic music playing in the background. Memorial Pillar is pretty interesting. The memorial is shaped like an Onix's tail, and the trainer is cleaning the memorial. You can also leave a lemonade as an offering. These are both common traditions in certain Japanese cultures, cleaning the grave of a departed loved one and leaving them an offering of something they enjoyed in life. Other common things to do are leaving incense sticks, flowers, reading a story or poem that they enjoyed, and praying. I really like this area. It's definitely a weird vibe, but I appreciate them doing more with the concept of Pokemon death than just saying, oh yeah, we shove all our dead Pokemon into this one tower in Eastern Kanto. There's things like this too. It's really sweet. And if you wanted to be even more sad about that incredibly specific dead Onix, Metal Coat. He never got to evolve his Onix. Onix is a Pokemon that evolves by being traded while holding a metal coat. The vibe in this place is just, it's one of a kind. Before going over the encounters you can, well, not encounters, but the Pokemon you can evolve using the metal coat, of which there are 2. Let's go over that TM that was given to us first. Facade. Facade is a 70 base power normal type move that doubles in power to 140 if the user is poisoned, paralyzed, or burned. However, if the user is burned, the power of the attack is still halved, so it's essentially still a 70 power move. Use this with poison or paralysis if you're going to use it at all. Now, let's quickly go over the Pokemon that can be obtained using that metal code. Steelix is an absolute physical wall that can be overcome by next to no physical attackers. It can sponge just about any attack you throw at it and hit back with Stab, Earthquakes, and Iron Tails before exploding, thanks to the move tutor on Mount Ember if it feels threatened in any given situation, with Toxic to deal some supplemental damage. Steelix's heals start at its abysmal speed, dropping 40 points from Onix, meaning it will never outspeed pretty much anything, and its special defense resulting in it being easily defeated by any fire or water types that can withstand its attacks, and hit it with Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Surf, or Hydro Pump. Steelix is definitely better than Onix, which makes it unfortunate that it's unobtainable until this late. Scizor is more of an alternative to Scyther than an evolution. Case in point, they have the exact same base stat total. The difference is that Scizor trades Scyther's speed for better attack and defense stats. It trades its 4x weakness to rock to have only a single 4x weakness to fire. This exchange overall does Scizor a lot of favors. It has a lot more options than Scyther did, with its defenses being solid enough for it to survive a turn setting up with one of the 3 excellent stat increasing moves it gets, Swords Dance, Agility, and Iron Defense, and its attacking stats being solid enough for it to hit hard with... Well, see, that's where the issue comes in. Scizor still has a problem as far as the same type attack bonus goes. Scizor gets Steel Wing through TM, which is strong enough at the expense of its accuracy, and Fury Cutter, which, to spare you the details, isn't a good move, especially when learned at level 46. A Bug-type hidden power would be an option, if Scizor didn't want a Rock-type hidden power to cover Fire and Flying types that it otherwise has no answer for. Through breeding, you can give it Silver Wind, which has 5 PP, but a chance to give Scizor an Omni Boost. So, there's that. Scizor isn't bad, I can't stress this enough. Swords Dance can make any physical move strong. It's just a matter of picking its battles and knowing when it will have a chance to set up. With that done, let's head back to town. On the way back to 5 Island, I realized I forgot to cut down this tree and grab the item right behind it. I don't know how, because it was clearly in plain sight. Max Potion. Not a bad item. I don't know if it was worth putting behind a cut tree, Game Freak. With that, we explored 5 Isle Meadow and the Memorial Pillar that has a very solemn vibe for a game like this. Next time on Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen, we're going to be heading north. In just a moment after I look at the town map so I can say what the area is called. We're going to be heading north to the Water Labyrinth, as well as Resort Gorgeous and the Lost Cave. See you guys then.